Hey guys, so I'm sitting in my room, but in a different part of my room because I wanted to take advantage of some natural lighting. So I don't have any studio lighting on. I just have my room lamp on like behind me just to light up my background. And I'm sitting in front of a window. I really wanted to use natural light for this video because we're going to be talking about the new Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer in the shade Golden. And I wanted to do like a foundation-free kind of look. Something really summery, something, you know, just perfect for like the warm weather. It's really been warm here in Vegas. It's gotten up to like 110 degrees like the past couple of days. And the last thing I want is just like a lot of stuff on my face, especially after all my skincare, which I feel like is already melting off. So this really could not have been released at a better time. And I was so excited to get it. So I wanted to do a little bit of comparison with the original one, which doesn't really have a tint at all. It just has like a little bit of a golden, like very light kind of golden shimmer to it. So we'll do some swatching. And then I thought I would do like a full foundation-free face of makeup. You know what I mean? And start with the golden. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons first. So the packaging is exactly the same. I got the same size, which is the smaller size. These bottles come in like 2 different sizes. And this one is the 30 ml 1 ounce. And then I think they have like a 50 ml, which is like 1.7 fluid ounces. So I just went ahead and got the 30 ml bottle because I wasn't sure how golden the golden was. I'm pretty fair, as you guys can see. So anyway, I thought I would start with the 30 ml. So the bottles are exactly the same as the original. These are glass bottles, which is really nice. They have a nice kind of weight to them. The only difference is on the bottom. You'll see that the golden has the word golden down there, and the original just doesn't have anything written on there. I'm actually running really low on the original, so let me swatch what I have, and then let me shake up the golden. Yep, same exact packaging. It has like a pump top. Ooh, this is promising. Okay, so there they are, not blended into my skin or anything. So there's the golden. There's the original. And now let me go ahead and blend these in. Not all the way. Ooh. I think because I'm getting down to like the bottom of the bottle for the original, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, the golden feels creamier. I think it's just because I'm at the bottom of my original. They essentially feel the same. Okay, so there is the original, and then there's the golden. All right, so let's start with the golden. All right, let me put away the original. I'm gonna keep mixing them up. So I have the golden here, and I'm gonna start with just 1 pump. I wanna see like how deep it looks on my skin tone. So there it is. I just kind of rubbed it onto my cheeks there. I think it looks really nice. It's a very, as you can tell, very faint kind of tint, but it does kind of remind me of like if I were to add one of those kind of bronzing liquid highlighters into either a moisturizer or a primer or even into my foundation. It kind of has like a similar effect. It just kind of warms up my skin. It doesn't really change like the tone of my skin so much. Just makes it a little bit warmer. Of course, I could always put a little bit more on. Let's try that actually. So I'm gonna pump out another pump. It feels really great. It feels like such the perfect like daytime moisturizer. I have really dry skin, so it just feels really nice to have that extra layer of moisturization, but it's not too heavy so that it interferes with my makeup or anything. Not that we're putting foundation on today, but generally when I've used this priming moisturizer in the past, it's just such a great like first layer. So there it is. I mean, there's absolutely no coverage, and I don't think it claims to have coverage, right? It's just a moisturizer. It just has like a nice kind of healthy tint, and I am just applying it like basically underneath my eyes and on my cheeks, and you can kind of see like my forehead still looks a little bit deeper than the rest of my face, but I see like a little bit of like a glow difference between here and like here. But let's go ahead and apply it to the rest of my face. Again, I'm just going to go with 1 pump. I feel like now that I've put it all over, I can really kind of like see how it's affected my complexion. I think it looks really beautiful. I love how it's warmed up my skin. Hasn't given me any kind of like coverage per se, but I feel like it's just It's just made my complexion look so healthy. So I wanted to use as much of the Victoria Beckham line as I could, but she doesn't really have like a fully fleshed out line at this point. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of concealer. I've got my La Prairie. I said this was a foundation free look, but I did want to add just a little bit just to kind of brighten up my eyes. And you know, I said this when I reviewed this product that I really feel like this is a tinted eye cream. It just feels so great. And my skin has been so dry between the sun and the high temperatures. It's just really nice to add just a teensy bit of extra eye cream. So that's what I'm doing essentially. And of course, I always kind of like brightening up the eye area. So I'm just going to blend this in with my finger. How did I get it down there? What am I doing? Blending this in with my finger. All right, I pulled out like one of my new favorite cream blushes. This is the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks cream blush stick in Minette. This is just the prettiest peachy tone, and it has this beautiful like shimmer sheen to it. I think that looks nice. Gave me a little bit of flush, and I think because I have that golden down as like a primer, it kind of takes care of bronze, it kind of takes care of highlight. My skin looks really lit lit from within. So yeah, I'm okay with just a little bit of blush. So let's move on to eyes. Victoria Beckham has a lot of eye products in her line. So she has a smoky eye brick, she has these lid lusters, and she also has eyeliner. So I'm going to try and incorporate all of these things, but because I want to keep this look, you know, fairly light, fairly natural, I'm not going to do too much. So I've got the Tuxedo Smoky Eye Brick here, and this is such a great like neutral, kind of like cool leaning, and I'm going to use the palest shade here and just brush this all over the lid. I've got my Refer #1 brush here. And then I'm going to go into this shade at the other end, which is probably the most neutral. I feel like all of these are very cool, but this one has a little bit of warmth in there, teensy bit. And I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner and kind of drag it close to my lash line here. Just taking a big fluffy blending brush and kind of blending that out a bit. It got a little more dramatic than I wanted. And I'm going to move over to the lid luster, and I took out my favorite shade, which is Mink. This is the brownish colored one, and I'm just going to take my finger, just kind of press it in. There's the Mink shade. Isn't that so pretty? And I'm just going to lightly tap this kind of all over the lid, just for kind of like a light, kind of like smoky look. And then I'm going to take her Satin Kajal liner in the shade Bronze, and I'm going to tightline with it and just add a bit to my lower lash line here. I totally fat fingered that Mink lid luster. I'm so bad at applying shadows with my fingers. Get it everywhere. And then the liner comes with this handy dandy sponge tip, so I'm gonna use that and just smudge out this lower lash line. All right, I'm gonna throw on some of this Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel into my brows. I'm also gonna curl my lashes and then use some of the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. All right, and moving on to lips, I've got the number 5 lip definer from Victoria Beckham. I think she has six shades altogether. I purchased 2. That was a little bit too light for me, and then I got 5, which is a nice like deeper brown color. It's a nice like contour color. I'm pretty sure in the 90s when I was at NYU, we would have just left our lips like this. All right, now the Bitten Lip Tint. This is a very unique product. It is really thin. I guess you could say it feels like kind of oily on the lips. Sorry, I'm just gonna use my finger and kind of blend the lip liner in. So it's thin and it goes on thin, but it's pretty even. It's not very patchy, which is great. but then it just kind of sets down to nothing. It's such a unique product. I don't want to say it's odd, but it's just a very unique product. I've never used a lip product like this before. And it really is just a lip tint. It's kind of sheer. But the one thing I don't like about it is that I can taste it. And it kind of tastes like when you lick an envelope and it has that kind of like sweet flavor to it. That's what this tastes like. So it's a little bit odd, and I think the shade of it too, at least on my skin tone, it just ends up looking a little dramatic, and definitely more dramatic than I wanted today. So I'm actually going to take this off and use like a lip gloss. I pulled out one of my Chantecaille Brilliant lip glosses, and for some reason, I don't know if the sticker fell off, but I don't know the name of this. I'll put it down in the description box, but I was like, oh, this is color, I don't know. So I guess I lost a sticker on that. Anyway, I thought like a pretty pink would be appropriate. So there is my look for today, and there is a first look at the Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer in Golden. I really like it. I think it looks really, really nice. It gives just a hint of warmth to my skin, which is what I was looking for. So I'm really, really happy with it. It feels wonderful. Like I mentioned, I have dry skin, and my skin has been feeling extra dry lately. I don't know if it's like the air conditioning and then the intense heat outside, but it has been feeling parched. So I bet this is going to become like a staple in my routine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked, or at least enjoyed, a bit of a change in scenery and, you know, using some natural light here. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.